Chicago, 1 weekend, 20 shot, 4 dead. A man takes 3 bullets to the leg and drives himself to the hospital. No ambulance, no 911 call, because in this city, you handle it quietly and you say nothing. But Chicago wasn't alone that week. In North Carolina, a father is shot dead inside his own home. His family said he never bothered anyone. In Tennessee, a man is gunned down in a corporate parking lot at noon. In Maine, a 22-year-old woman is shot on a city street at 1 in the morning. And in Chicago, a freshman in college walks to the lakefront to watch the northern lights. She never makes it home. Different cities, different names, same silence at the end. This is 1 week in America. It starts quietly, the way it always does. 8:40 p.m., South Ashland Avenue. A 31-year-old woman is standing outside when she hears a loud noise and feels pain. Gunshot wound to the left hand. She refuses medical attention and walks away. She doesn't want the ambulance, doesn't want the questions, just wants to disappear. 3 hours later, River North, one of the busiest, most expensive areas in the entire city. A 26-year-old man is sitting in his vehicle on West Ontario Street when a dark-colored sedan pulls up and parks. 2 gunmen get out, open fire on his car, and vanish. 3 gunshot wounds to the right leg. He drives himself to Northwestern Hospital. He drives himself, shot 3 times, and he drives himself. Because calling 911 means answering questions, and some people would rather bleed in silence. Saturday comes in slow, then it doesn't. Just after midnight, a 57-year-old man is shot in the leg inside his own home on North Harlem Avenue. The shooter, someone he knew. The man stays on scene, gets arrested. A weapon is recovered. That's the rare one, the one that actually gets solved because the shooter didn't run. Most of them run. 3 a.m., a 48-year-old man is driving on South Wood Street when he hears a loud noise and feels pain in his back. Gunshot wound. He drives himself to Rush Hospital. Again, drives himself. The afternoon brings no relief. A 47-year-old woman gets into an argument with 2 men on South Drexel Avenue. It turns into a fight. One of them pulls out a gun and fires. She takes a bullet in the leg. An argument on a Saturday afternoon. That's all it takes. Then Saturday night delivers the worst of it. 9:05 p.m. Bronzeville. 3 men are standing outside on East 38th Street. Someone walks up and opens fire. A 39-year-old man is shot in the chest. He dies at the University of Chicago Medical Center. A 35-year-old takes a bullet to the knee. Another man is shot in the neck. 3 people, 1 location, 1 trigger pull. One of them doesn't come home. Most cities are waking up for church, making coffee. Chicago is filing police reports. Just after midnight, a 42-year-old man gets into a fight with someone he knows inside his own home on South Wood Street. The other man shoots him in the chest, serious condition. A person of interest is taken in for questioning. His own home, his own house, nowhere was safe. 12:29 a.m., officers respond to Auburn Gresham. They find a man on the ground with a gunshot wound to the head. He is pronounced dead at the scene. No ambulance needed, no hospital, just a body on the ground on a quiet street. 2:17 a.m. Lawndale. A 28-year-old man is standing near the street when a vehicle rolls up. Someone inside opens fire. The man is hit multiple times and pronounced dead at Mount Sinai Hospital. A drive-by in the middle of the night, gone before anyone could blink. 20 minutes later, a 43-year-old man is dropped off at Stroger Hospital with a gunshot wound to the chest. No explanation of where it happened. He dies there, dropped off and left like baggage someone needed to get rid of. The victims this weekend range from 22 to 57 years old, not just young men on corners. A middle-aged woman on a Friday evening, a man in his own home, a man sitting in his car in River North. People of all ages, all hours, all situations. Shot in cars, shot in homes, shot on sidewalks, shot standing near the street, and almost every single one of them uncooperative with police. One man who was shot while driving told police he heard a loud noise and felt pain and gave them nothing else. That's the code. You don't tell, you don't point, you don't remember, even when you're the one bleeding, because talking is how you end up in next weekend's report. 4 families lost someone this weekend. 16 more are recovering in hospital beds right now. And Chicago is already moving on. Traffic, work, coffee, like it was just another weekend. Because for this city, it was. But this weekend didn't end in Chicago. While these streets were still warm, the same story was playing out somewhere else. Different city, different names, same silence. But while all of that was happening across the city, while the drive-bys and the doorstep shootings were stacking up one by one, something else was unfolding on the north side. Something that had nothing to do with street beef or block politics. Something that made even less sense.
The Chicago Police Department is searching for the suspect it says shot and killed a Loyola University freshman early this morning. Officials say 18-year-old Sheridan Gorman was just hanging out with her friends near a beach near the campus, the university campus in Rogers Park, around 1:30 a.m. when a masked gunman approached them and opened fire. Gorman was pronounced dead at the scene. No one else was hurt. She was just months away from finishing her first year of college.
Rogers Park, Thursday, 1:11 in the morning. A group of college students walked down to Loyola Beach that night, hoping to see the northern lights. That's it. That's the whole reason they were out there. Not a party. Not a late night gone wrong, just a group of kids walking to the lakefront to look at the sky. One of them was Sheridan Gorman, a freshman at Loyola University, 18 years old, when Sheridan and her friends crossed paths with a man near the pier's light beacon. He was wearing a ski mask. He fired once, hitting her in the torso. One shot, one stranger. No argument, no words exchanged, just a bullet and then darkness. Sources familiar with the investigation said they found no indication of any provocation or altercation leading up to the shooting. She didn't know him. He didn't know her. He just fired. Detectives worked fast. They used footage from multiple cameras to track the suspect to an apartment building less than 2 blocks from the pier on North Sheridan Road. Additional footage captured him without the face covering, and someone associated with the building recognized him. Friday night, police executed a search warrant at the building and detained a 25-year-old man. A firearm was recovered and sent to a ballistics lab to determine whether it fired the shot that killed Sheridan. They had their man, or at least they had someone, but then the records came out, and that's when this story got a whole lot darker. The man detained is a Venezuelan migrant. Court records show he was arrested in June 2023 for shoplifting merchandise worth $132 from a Macy's in the Loop. A minor charge, barely a blip. At the time of that arrest, he listed his home address as 1222 West Toohey Avenue, the address of Leon Beach Park, where the field house had been converted into a migrant shelter by City Hall. Leon Beach Park forms the north end of Loyola Beach. He was living less than a mile from where Sheridan Gorman would be killed. Nearly 3 years later, he was released on his own recognizance. He never showed up for court. After his first failure to appear in July 2023, a judge granted a 30-day continuance. When he failed to appear again, a judge issued an arrest warrant. He was never caught. An open warrant for almost 3 years, walking free in the same neighborhood, and nobody came looking. The city's response after the murder didn't help. The local alderman told constituents Friday morning there was no broader threat to neighbors or the Loyola community. Loyola's own president said Thursday morning there was no ongoing threat to the campus community. Both statements made while the killer was still out there, still armed, still unidentified, still free. Sheridan's family had something to say about that too. They pushed back on a newspaper headline. They called her death a case of being in the wrong place at the wrong time. She was exactly where she should have been, close to campus, surrounded by friends, living a life the family said. Sheridan was our daughter, our sister, and the heart of our family. She was full of life, full of kindness, and full of a love that she gave freely to everyone around her. She made people feel seen. She made people feel valued. We cannot accept a world where moments like this become something people grow used to. Apathy is not harmless. It allows these moments to repeat. She went to see the northern lights. She never came home. And the man police believe pulled that trigger, He'd been living in the system's blind spot for nearly 3 years, a warrant sitting in a database, collecting dust, going nowhere, until it was too late. This isn't just a Chicago story anymore. It's a story about what happens when the cracks in the system get wide enough that people fall through them, and sometimes they take someone else down with them. West Columbia is still processing what happened on Hammond Avenue. Charles Boyd Moore Jr., 54 years old, shot and left to bleed on a residential street, knocking on strangers' doors, looking for someone to open up. Nobody expected that on their block that morning. But Friday, March 20th wasn't done yet, not even close. Antioch, Tennessee, just outside Nashville, 11:45 in the morning, officers respond to a shooting in the parking lot of a Surion on Crossings Boulevard, a regular office building on a regular Thursday morning, not a back alley, not a corner store at midnight, a corporate parking lot, the kind of place where people grab coffee from their cars and check their phones before walking into work. An unidentified man has been shot multiple times. He is critically injured. The shooter, believed to be wearing a black baseball cap, driving a white Toyota Corolla. Already gone, clean exit, no confrontation, no chase, just a man on the ground between parked cars, and a white Toyota disappearing into Nashville traffic like it was never there. Investigators are asking the public for help. Nobody's talking. Same script, different city. Then midnight hits. Not Nashville, not South Carolina, Maine. At 1:26 in the morning on Union Street in Lewiston, a 911 call comes in reporting a shooting. Police arrive and find a 22-year-old woman suffering from a gunshot wound. Her name is Malia Powell, 22 years old, from Lewiston. Her whole life still ahead of her. She is rushed to Central Maine Medical Center. She doesn't survive, but here's where this story takes a turn that most of these stories never take. They make an arrest. A 25-year-old woman named Elise Bergeron, also from Lewiston, is charged with murder and transported to Androscoggin County Jail. 2 women, same city. One of them did before sunrise. The details of what happened between them, what led to that moment on Union Street at 1 in the morning, are still being investigated. But unlike the parking lot in Nashville, unlike the street in West Columbia, unlike nearly every other case in this story, someone is behind bars. That's rare. That's the exception, not the rule. 3 incidents, one Friday, 3 different states: Tennessee, South Carolina, Maine, a corporate parking lot, a residential street, a city sidewalk at 1 a.m. Different settings, different victims, different circumstances, but on the same day in the same country. Lives change forever in all 3 places. And in most of them, the person who pulled the trigger is still out there, still free, still moving. Maine, a 22-year-old woman shot on Union Street just after midnight, an arrest made before sunrise. That was Thursday into Friday. But Thursday wasn't done handing out tragedies. Salisbury, North Carolina, Thursday afternoon, 4 p.m. Not a street corner, not a parking lot, someone's home. Police arrive at a house off Beer Street and find multiple people hurt. Inside, 40-year-old Sebastian Rankin Jr. has been shot. He is dead. It started as a domestic-related incident, a reported home break-in. Then it turned into an assault involving multiple people. His family had one thing to say about him. Everybody knew him. He didn't bother anyone. He was a father, a girl's dad. That's the whole obituary. A man who didn't bother anyone. Dead inside his own home on a Thursday afternoon. By Friday, police had charged 25-year-old Namius Jackson with first-degree murder. He was located and arrested in Kannapolis without incident. An arrest, a name, a charge. Unlike most of the cases in this story, someone is being held accountable. But Sebastian Rankin Jr. is still gone. His daughter still has to grow up without her father. An arrest doesn't fix that. Meanwhile, across the country the same day, Los Angeles County is processing another name, 64-year-old Donald Erickson, manner of death, suicide, cause of death, gunshot wound to the head. Death occurred at his residence on March 19, 2026. A different kind of story, a different kind of loss, not a drive-by, not a street beef, not a random attack on a pier. a man alone in his own home, making the last decision he would ever make. The coroner files a report, the city moves on, and somewhere, someone who loved Donald Erickson is still trying to understand why. Then night falls on the West Coast, Fresno, California, Southwest neighborhood. Thursday night, it happens outside a house party near Sampson and Clara Avenues around 10 p.m. Police arrive to what they describe as a chaotic scene and find an unresponsive man. He dies from his injuries. The next morning, police identify him as 38-year-old Perry Paul Espinosa, found at Sampson Avenue and Martin Luther King Boulevard with a gunshot wound, pronounced dead at the scene. Investigators believe a disturbance involving multiple people led to the shooting. Detectives canvass the neighborhood. They ask for witnesses. Nobody steps forward. It's not even the first time this has happened in that exact neighborhood. A man was shot at a house party in the same area back in 2022. Same block, same type of night, 4 years apart. Like some streets never get a chance to heal before the wound opens again. Thursday, March 19th into Friday, March 20th, a home in North Carolina, a residence in Los Angeles, a house party in Fresno, 3 different states, 3 different kinds of violence, 3 more names added to a list that nobody wants to keep growing, but it keeps growing every single week. North Carolina, Los Angeles, Fresno, Maine, Tennessee, South Carolina, Chicago, 1 week across this country, and we've only shown you a fraction of it because what you just watched, these names, these streets, these moments, that's not even the full picture. Since January 1st of this year, we've been building a file, city by city, case by case, name by name, hundreds of incidents, hundreds of lives, hundreds of families who woke up one morning and never recovered from what happened next. Some of those cases have arrests, most don't. Some of those names made the news, most never did. And that file, that's the next thing we're gonna show you. Not just a weekend, not just a week, the whole year so far. How many people have already died in 2026 and why nobody seems to be talking about it. If you want to see that, drop a comment that says next and we'll show you everything.